For the last 15 years, being online meant playing the role of a follower. You stare at a glowing screen, consume content, and offer up your attention as a one-way, uncompensated resource. Every time you click a subscribe button, you generate highly measurable financial value, but that value flows strictly upward to the platform and the content creator. As a viewer, you function as dead capital. Modern financial networks require active participants to validate transactions. However, joining these networks typically involves prohibitively expensive hardware, like thousands of dollars in mining rigs. The Sigma protocol introduces a migration away from that outdated model. It takes a dormant subscriber and converts them into an active, live node. The protocol forces a complete structural reset. It requires an initial exclusive cohort of exactly 1,500 early adopters to stop casually liking videos and start actively powering a decentralized bank. Supplying processing power for this network requires only the hardware you already own, without expensive servers. This wireframe illustrates onboarding through the Sigma D-app. A single tap switches an everyday smartphone into validator mode. Once active, the application runs a lightweight, POISE-compliant background process, serving as a digital witness to real-world asset transactions flowing through the network. Legacy Web 2 platforms have desperately tried to capture this kind of mobile efficiency for years. They are weighed down by centralized, bloated processing, waiting to prove mobile validation works at scale. Removing hardware barriers allows the protocol to convert an idle smartphone into income-generating banking infrastructure. A decentralized system collapses if its nodes go offline. Getting users onto the network is simple, but ensuring they remain active requires precise behavioral incentives. The first incentive is the 5-episode streak. Users must actively watch and engage with consecutive episodes of the Sigma protocol to elevate their status inside the application. To verify engagement, users must locate specific alphanumeric strings called neural keys within the video metadata. Entering these into the DAB proves the user is attentive, and the node is synchronized with the network's release schedule. This bar chart shows the exact financial reward for completing the streak. The standard referral earnings on the left are doubled for 30 days, represented by the glowing bar on the right, paying out entirely in Alkoins. A live node rank leaderboard tracks the highest performing referrers in real time. Every month, the top 10 accounts are minted a unique digital asset, granting direct voting power over the network's future. Layering these game mechanics over the raw infrastructure solves retention, systematically forcing engagement and stabilizing the network. This validation layer serves as the foundation for a much larger financial payload. The phone acts as a technical witness, but the DApp also acts as an entry point for high-level financial services. Operating an active node transforms the user into a certified gateway for the Sigma BankAI marketplace. This allows them to trigger the origination bonus whenever they facilitate a venture debt facility from Vector Capital Partners. The math is straightforward. A user node introduces a lead. That lead successfully secures a venture debt facility, and exactly 0.5% of that total debt block routes directly back to the referrer as a yield override in Alkoins. Traditional corporate banking keeps origination fees locked strictly inside their own structures. This mechanism bypasses those banks, redirecting institutional yield straight to the everyday user, providing the initial access point. By bridging technical validation with this referral mechanism, the 1,500 testnet participants move beyond simple influencers. They become an active sales force for the bank, earning a share of the institutional profits they help generate. Operating at full capacity, the sandbox creates a dense, active grid. Thousands of individual nodes operate simultaneously to track transactions and keep the network synchronized. The data generated by this initial test group shows that the outermost edge of the network, the average person with a smartphone, can generate and capture their own economic value without centralized intermediaries. The parasitic dynamic where platforms harvest free attention from a passive audience is obsolete. Both sides now operate as essential, compensated components of a mutual financial infrastructure. To initiate the transition, locate the final neural key hidden inside the metadata of our latest post and enter that key directly into the Sigma DApp. The architecture is built, and the yield is tracking. You must choose whether to remain an unmonetized asset in a legacy system or secure one of the 1,500 elite spots required to generate real-world wealth.